Hello and welcome to the Yogalete community. My name is Mary Grayson and I'm so excited that you're here. Whether you are a returning student of mine, whether you come to in-person classes or you just do my videos online, welcome back. I'm so excited to have you. You're joining me today at this beautiful location and we are going to be working on the core. So this is the first video of the core challenge. You won't need any props for this flow, and it's going to be pretty simple, a little bit shorter than some of the other ones are, but just to get you kind of started feeling the different ways that you can use your core. I think that the core is such an important factor in all aspects of life, and so that's what we're going to be working on. So let's get started. We're going to come into a child's pose. You're going to bring your hands forward. Going to bring your knees wide and your heels to touch and sit your hips back towards your heels. It's okay if your hips are lifted up a little bit. Try to bring your forehead down towards the floor and just rest down here. Going to gently press your palms into the floor as you draw your shoulder blades back towards your hip points just slightly. Take an inhale here, really breathe all the way in. And a deep breath out. We'll do that a few more times, breathing in. And a slow breath out. Connecting to the breath here, breathing in all the way. And a slow breath out. Now we're going to connect that with some movement. We're going to inhale, lifting the hips, coming into a tabletop, just shifting the hips a little forward and the shoulders past the wrists. And then exhaling, shifting all the way back towards that child's pose. We'll go a few more times. We're going to inhale, lift, come forward towards that table. And exhale, shift it back. Now here I want you to focus on trying to keep your ribs drawn in, especially as you're moving in towards that tabletop. And keeping your belly button lifted just slightly towards your spine. So bringing some core awareness here as we move back and forth. Let's take one more. Shifting back as you exhale. And inhale, coming forward. Now we're going to pause on that tabletop. You can set yourself up so that your knees are underneath your hips. Press the tops of your feet into the floor. You're going to press your base knuckles into the ground. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Grip back with your finger pads. Now draw your ribs together here, draw your low belly button to spine, and lift through your pelvic floor. Yet feel that core awareness here. Draw your shoulders back away from your ears. Keep holding that. Take an inhale. And then exhale, let the core go. Now we're going to inhale, draw your shoulder blades together, lift your head, lift your tailbone. And then exhale around through your upper back for cat pose, bringing your chin in towards your chest. You're going to inhale, lifting into a cow again, arching through the spine. And exhale, round and curl, cat pose. Two more. Inhale, shoulder blades together, lifting tailbone and head. And exhaling, rounding, curling, draw the belly button in towards the spine. Inhale, lifting. And last time, exhale, curling. Good, coming back to center. You're going to start to extend your right toe straight back. Just going to move back and forth a little bit on that calf. So you're on your toes, moving back and forth. And then from here, pause in the center, draw your core in, press through your left shin and lift your right leg about hip level. Draw your inner thighs together, squeeze through the right glute, take an inhale here. And then exhale, see if you can bring your right knee up towards your right tricep. Tap it there. And then inhale, press it back. Exhale, tap your right elbow. Inhale, press it back. Exhale, tap your right elbow. Inhale, press it back. One more time. Exhale, tap your elbow. This time you're going to inhale, press back. Keep the leg lifted. And then see if you can turn your left foot out to the left, and then you're going to open your right arm up to the sky. Now you're going to slowly lower the right foot down, and then inhale, lift it up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Squeeze through the glutes. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Now pause here. Hold for an inhale. On your exhale, you're going to rebend through your right knee as you slowly bring your right hand, right knee down. Take an inhale and an exhale. Great job. Now we're going to do that on the other leg. So same thing, you're going to extend your left toes back. You can keep your right knee underneath your right hip and just start to shift forward and back here. Stretching out through your calf. Now, one thing I always like to tell my yoga students is that everything is optional, right? I'm here to make suggestions. You don't have to do everything. Don't let it discourage you if there's something that feels a little bit more challenging. Might just mean that's where you need to work a little bit more. Okay, so from here, lifting the left leg, press through the left heel, inner thighs together. You're going to start to curl the left knee in towards the left tricep, squeeze it in, and then inhale, press it back. Exhale, squeeze the knee in, and inhale, press it back. Keep your ribs together as you exhale, squeeze that knee in, and press it back one more time. Squeeze it in, and press it back. This time you're going to open your right foot to the right, and then see if you can lift through the left arm. You're going to slowly lower the left toes down, and then inhale, lift back up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. 2 more. Lower. Lift. Glutes are strong here. Lower. And lift. Pausing here in the center. You're going to rebend through that knee, coming back to center in your tabletop position. Take a moment here. If you need a cat and cow, maybe take a cat and cow. Just kind of feel it out. Notice your core. And then we'll pause back in the center. We're going to come into a full plank now, pressing your hands into the ground, bringing your toes back to the back of your mat. Now, always, you can bring your knees down here, right? This is a variation of a plank. This is also a variation of a plank, okay? Either way, you're tucking your tailbone under and really squeezing your torso in towards the midline. Now here, press through your left toes. You're going to see if you can lift your right leg. Hold for the inhale. And the exhale, lower down. Good. Now, we're going to lift through the left toes. So press through the right toes. Hold for an inhale. And then exhale, lower down. We're going to do that one more time on each side. You're going to lift the right toes high. Slowly lower down. Lift the left toes high. Slowly lower down. Take an inhale. And dog on the exhale. So downward facing dog. You're lifting your hips up and back towards the sky. Now this may not feel great in your shoulders, may not feel great in your body. That is okay. You are welcome to come back to that child's pose where we had our knees down and our hips back towards the heels. Think about here really lifting your low belly in and up towards your spine. And on your next inhale, look between your hands. You're going to walk your feet forward into a forward fold. In this fold, you can start to maybe move your knees, bending one and then the other. Maybe you grab opposite elbows, but try to keep your belly and your thighs connected. Now here we're going to come to a halfway lifted spine, flat back. And exhale, fold forward. 2 more. Inhale, halfway lift. Keep your core drawing in the midline. And fold on the exhale. One more time. Halfway lift. And fold forward. Good. This time we're coming all the way up to stand. Reach all the way up towards the sky. And exhale your hands down to your heart. Now again, we're going to inhale, reach the arms all the way up and overhead. On your exhale, sit down into chair pose. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, fold forward. A halfway lift, look forward. Exhale, fold. Gonna inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Reach up high, press into your feet. Exhale, chair pose. Sit your hips back towards your heels. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, fold forward. One more time like that. Halfway lift. Fold. Rise to stand. Reach up high. Press into your feet. And exhale, chair. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, fold forward. You're going to inhale, halfway lift, look forward. From here, you're going to see if you can start to bring your left foot back. You can bring your fingertips down if you need to, and keep your right foot right where it is. Press your right knee out to the right. You're going to spin your back heel down to about a 90-degree angle. You're going to open up into a warrior two position. Now here I want you to think about your outer glute working. So you're opening that hip up towards the side. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, you're going to spin your right toes forward and then bring your heels in, toes out. Sit your hips down into a goddess squat. Draw your low ribs in towards each other. Big breath in here. And now on your exhale, you're going to stand up, spin your left toes to face the back of the mat. Open your hips into warrior two on the left leg now. Try to keep lifting up through the crown of your head, sides of your waist, drawing in. You're going to inhale straight through the left leg. Left toes point in, heels in, toes out. Sit it down, goddess. Inhale here. And exhale, stand. Warrior two to the front again. Good. Inhale here. And now on your exhale, you're going to bring your right arm towards your thigh and bring your left arm up. But now we're going to make this a little bit stronger for the core. So see if you can either just bring your elbow in towards your side, but lift it off of your leg, or maybe straighten that arm forward like you were handing someone something. Maybe look up at your top hand. Big breath in. On your exhale, bring your elbow back to your thigh. Press into that elbow as you lift back into warrior two. Straighten through your front leg. Point both sets of toes forward. Heels in, toes out. Goddess pose. Big breath in. Exhale, stand. Warrior two to the back. Left toes point to the back of the mat. Right toes pivot to that 90-degree angle. Extended side angle. Bring your elbow to thigh. Right arm reaches up towards the sky. Try to draw your shoulders back and squeeze through your glutes. And then maybe bring that elbow in towards your side. Maybe reach the arm out a little bit further. Doing great. Take an inhale. On your exhale, you're going to press that elbow into the thigh to help you lift up into that warrior two. You're going to spin the left toes in again, spin the right toes, and then you're just going to slowly make your way down, coming back into a downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, look forward towards the top of the mat. And on your exhale, walk your feet forward to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise to stand, reach up high. And exhale, hands to heart center. And we're going to work on a balanced pose, but we're going to enter it a little bit less traditionally. So we're going to be working on half moon. You're going to face the long edge of your mat, and you're going to turn your right toes to face towards the top of the mat. So here I want you to think about pressing into your foot, because we're going to kind of use that little bit of momentum to sort of start to make our way into the balance. Okay, so we're moving into a half moon. And you're going to slowly reach your right toes down, press into your right foot. See if you can balance all the way there. If you fall, it's okay, right? You want to think about pressing your left heel back. And then you're going to slowly lift back up. You're just going to turn to the other side. Left toes, face the back of the mat. Press into that little foot. Find that little bit of buoyancy as you reach your left fingertips towards the floor. Squeeze your glutes all the way there. Open your legs wide and then slowly bring it back up. We'll do that a couple more times on each side. So just slowly sort of hovering, maybe even finding a hover in that half moon. Not even touching the floor, right? And then slowly making your way out of it. So much core control, so much control through the hips. Again, on the left side, just balance, working on your balance, right? It doesn't have to look perfect, that's not the goal, but just working on something. Trying something new. Last one on each side, right side first. And take your time. If you want to play a little bit longer with this, you can pause the video and keep playing. But just a new little fun skill for you to try. Maybe find that hovering half moon for just a moment and slowly making your way out. Okay, so we're going to turn back towards the top of the mat. You're going to bring your feet wide now on your mat. Bring your heels in and your toes out wide. Excuse me. You're going to bring your hands to heart center. Such a beautiful view. You're going to lower your hips down into a yoga squat. Now, this position's not for everyone. I realize that. If you have another squat that you like, feel free to take that. I like to bring my hands to my knees first and kind of help my hips down and then start to bring awareness into my core and my glutes and my pelvic floor. Bring awareness into my feet, opening my hips a little bit wider with my elbows. Breathing one more inhale. And then we're going to slowly just lower our hips back. If you want to use your fingertips behind you to help you lower, you can. We're going to come into a little bit of core work here in our seat. So you're going to lift up through your chest, lean back a little bit, and just lift your feet up off the ground. So you're in a boat. I want you to think about flexing your toes back. You can reach your arms forward if you want to. You're going to hold here. Couple more breaths. Good, and then you're going to slowly bring your feet down. You're going to bring your hands behind you. You can either have your fingers pointing forward or out to the sides, but you're going to squeeze your belly in. You're going to lift through your chest as you press your feet into the floor, straighten your legs. This is a reverse plank. Holding here, big breath in, big breath out. One more inhale. And then on your exhale, slowly lower down. We're coming back into the boat. So leaning back, you can grab your legs first to help you lift up here. Squeeze your hip flexors, your core. This area is what helps bring all of this together. If you want to lift your arms up overhead, make it a little bit more challenging, you can. Big breath in. And then bringing the feet down towards the floor. Bring your hands behind you. Reverse plank again. I like to start with bent knees and then press my hips up as I straighten my legs. You can let your head hang back or not. Just keep your glutes engaging. Press down through your hands. Inhale. And exhale, slowly lower your hips down towards the floor. One more time in a boat. Bring your feet up again, coming into your seat. And now this time you're going to interlace your fingers, point your index fingers forward. Going to start to twist to the left, and then twist to the right. Twist to the left, and twist to the right. Keep twisting side to side. And back to center, good. Take your hands behind you, your feet forward. Last time in this reverse plank. Gonna start to press your feet into the floor as you lift your hips up high. Breathing, holding. And slowly lowering down once you feel ready to. We're going to move our feet to the side. We'll do a couple of restorative poses here. I'm going to come first onto your stomach. You're going to bring your elbows underneath your shoulders, so Sphinx pose. You can have your feet wide on your mat. Just take a moment here first, let your body kind of settle, let your hips kind of settle into it. Then you're going to press your elbows gently into the floor, draw them back so that you feel a little bit of a stretch through your core. So you should feel your chest lifting. Maybe even lift your gaze up towards the sky, or you can bring your chin down towards your chest as well. Maybe roll your neck out a little bit here, side to side. You're just taking some time to calm down a little bit. Option here to press gently into the hands, getting a little bit straighter through the arms. Don't have to go all the way straight. And we're going to slowly come out of that. We're just going to flip over onto our backs. You don't have to face forward or anything unless you need to see me. Just a couple of poses here. You're going to take your right ankle over your left thigh. You could start by just pressing that knee away from you in this supine pigeon. Or maybe grab behind the left thigh. Maybe rock side to side a little bit. But keep the right foot active. You can even keep the left foot active because you're gently pressing your ankle and your knee into each other. Keep breathing here. A couple more breaths. You're going to slowly lower the left foot down. Keep the right foot where it is. You're going to lift your hips up towards the sky in this figure four bridge, getting a stretch through the front of the right hip. And then slowly lower down. You're going to bring your left foot over the right thigh. Flex the toes. And then maybe go deeper if you like. Couple more breaths. And we're going to bring the right foot down. We're going to lift the hips up. Feeling the stretch through the front of the hips now. You can press your elbows into the floor. We'll take one more inhale. And exhale, slowly lower down. We'll take a couple of twists. Bring your arms to a goalpost and your knees over your hips. You're going to let your knees fall to the right side. You can straighten your top leg if you like. Keep breathing here. Feel that nice stretch through the spine. Last inhale. And then exhale, slowly bring it back to center. You're going to bring your knees towards the center and then bring them over to the left side. Maybe you feel your back pop. Keep breathing into your low back. Create space there. Creating space for gratitude here as well as we start to wind down. We'll bring ourselves into our final pose, our Shavasana. I'll recommend a reclining butterfly, bringing the soles of your feet together and your arms down by your sides, or just leave your legs straight out long. Resting here, just noticing all of the different parts of your body, noticing your feet, noticing your legs and your hips. Noticing your spine and your core. Noticing your arms, your shoulders, your hands. Noticing your neck, your face, and the crown of your head. And then starting from the crown of the head, like a wave of relaxation moving across your body. Relax through your head, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your hands. Relax your spine, your core. Relax your hips. Relax your legs. Relax your feet. Breathe in. Breathe out. Feel free to stay here as long as you like. Thank you for practicing with me today. Again, stay here as long as you'd like to. Namaste.